I, 27 female, split from my soon-to-be ex-husband, 27, 3 months ago, on the day our son was born. This is because I'm a ginger. My husband is blonde, but our baby came out with dark hair. He freaked out in the delivery room, and his behavior got him kicked out of the hospital. I had to beg him to do a paternity test, and he finally agreed after a month, and it proved that I didn't cheat and he was the father. We had been together since we were young teens, so I was devastated, and all I wanted was to have him back. Still, I've come to my senses and decided that someone who believes that school-level Punnett squares are the only factor in biological inheritance is not the type of person I want to be with. I was also treated like crap by everyone but my older brother, Alex, while we were waiting for the results because they all thought I had cheated. It was a horrible experience, and as a result, I lost many friends and family members. Since the results came back, my exes begged me to return with him. I moved in with Alex after we split, and he comes almost every day to beg me to get back with him. My in-laws have also been harassing me, especially my mother-in-law, who's come over 4 times in the past week, asking me to forgive her son and to let God back into my heart. I used to be a Christian, as did all my in-laws and my family, but how I was treated when my baby was born made me lose faith quickly. The whole church community treated me like trash during this ordeal, making me want nothing to do with them anymore, and I don't want to raise my son in that sort of community. Yesterday, my mother-in-law turned up at Alex's house when he wasn't there, and she had the pastor from the church I used to attend with them. They practically forced their way in, and I was being berated like a child for not forgiving my ex's lapse in judgment. The pastor basically sat there and said I would be going to the bad place if I didn't take my ex back. I excused myself to use the bathroom and called the police. Pastor and mother-in-law were escorted out. Now I'm being harassed on social media and called and texted by everyone who knows me and my ex and his family. They're calling me the idiot for going nuclear and calling the police on 2 people who weren't being threatened, and they're demanding that I apologize immediately. I'm starting to feel bad now because I know they care in their own twisted way, and I shouldn't have gone nuclear on them. Am I the idiot? You know what? Social media is vastly overrated. Why don't you take a break from it for a week or a year or 2 and mute your phone? Nobody's saying anything new. Your husband and his community of flying monkeys treated you abominably. Thank God for DNA tests to prove you aren't a cheater. Through their actions, they all showed their butts. You don't have to accept their demand to get over it and forgive them. You're not the idiot. They practically forced their way in, means you were being held hostage in your brother's home, and that is something that you need to defend yourself from. Any one of us would have called the police in that position. You were protecting yourself and your child from trespassers, and the actions of your soon-to-be mother-in-law and pastor are unforgivable. They both should be ashamed of themselves. Keep records of all this harassment, including screenshots of social media comments, in case they've later deleted it. It may come in handy. Holy crap, I'm so sorry you went through that. Your loving husband didn't protect you. He didn't keep you safe. He made you feel worthless and betrayed. He didn't do any of the things he vowed to do. So you shouldn't be held to the terms of that contract. Marriage you have with him in the eyes of any good and kind Lord. He may say he's sorry now, but take him to court and make him sorry. Yep, take his butt to court. Anyone who freaks out in a delivery room is an absolute idiot. The behavior of mother-in-law is completely out of line. I would strongly consider a restraining order against her and your ex. They all showed their true colors. Ask the pastor and your mother-in-law if they harassed the father and told him to forgive you for your lapse in judgment when they all thought you cheated. If they didn't, then they're hypocrites. Funny how they didn't think that he went nuclear for accusing you and then refusing to do the right thing, the DNA test, for so long. They don't care in their own way. They control and call that caring. It's abuse. Stay safe, OP. I have a friend, Victoria, 30 female, who I love dearly, but she has a quirk that I can't stand. Victoria is notoriously indecisive. Sometimes it can be avoided, others not so much. The last big point of contention was 5 years ago when she got married. People took off work, booked flights, etc., all for her to change her mind just months before the wedding. Both times there was no emergency or reason to change the date. She just found a better venue, and it was still early enough to get deposits back on the original, so she did it. Of course, people were upset, and once again, many people couldn't come to the new date. A few of us tried to tell her to manage her expectations. Victoria kept saying that it was her special day. She could do what she wanted with it. And what's worse is 2 friends in our group supported this behavior. We've had some minor issues where we'll start planning trips, only for her to back out or want to change everything. Of course, we never lose money, but it's still annoying. And still, we resolve this by basically planning everything and telling her where to show up. Cut to the next time, that's not possible this year. Victoria is pregnant with her first kid. She helped plan the shower and pick the venue, a friend's house, date, etc. This time we triple-checked that this was what she wanted. She said yes. The shower was supposed to be in 2 weeks. Then she changed her mind. She wanted to change the venue and the date. Once again, several people can't come, and this time I'm included. My husband and I have an anniversary trip planned. Non-refundable tickets and resort accommodations. We're also going to be somewhere that doesn't allow technology. Victoria asked me to reschedule, and I said I couldn't. I'm sorry, but I'll send a gift. She got really upset and said she wanted me there. I sympathized, but said I had this trip planned for over a year. She then mentioned how many other people couldn't come. I pointed out that maybe it's a sign to keep the shower on the same date, same venue, etc., especially as our friend is still willing to host. Victoria tried to pull the same old, "It's my special day, you only get one baby shower," etc. I got fed up and told her that she was within her rights to change the date, but that it was inconsiderate to constantly do this last minute. I pointed out that while she's free to do what she wants, she has to stop getting mad at others for having lives and not dropping everything for her. Victoria began to cry and hung up. Our friend group is divided. Some thinks I just should have let her be upset, she'd get over it in time, and that it wasn't the place to bring up my issue with her indecisive nature. Others have told me that I did the right thing. So, am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Victoria sure is ready to defend her right to do what she wants, but others' rights to do what they want. No, you owe me? She can't expect people to keep changing plans at her whims. If people accommodate her, she will continue to do this. Another case of a person with main character syndrome, LMAO. OP, you were nicer than me. I would have responded, my anniversary only happens once a year. It's my special day. Specifically, whereas your baby shower was already planned and can happen on any day leading up to the birth. So actually, you're the one asking me to mess up a special day for your whim here. Let the friends who think this behavior is okay support her. It is absolutely ridiculous that she asked you to change your trip. It reminds me of people who test relationships to see how many hoops an SO will jump through because they love them. I'm child-free. I like kids. I just don't want to bring one into this world. I have a sister and a brother. My sister's also child-free, but my brother has a teen daughter. We love our niece and we like to spoil her. For her birthday, we decided to buy a car for her, which made her very happy. I married my wife a year ago after dating for 13 years. She has a daughter and a son from her previous relationship. I like her kids and I think we generally get along. Her daughter had a birthday, teen, a week ago, and I bought her a nice bag that she said she wanted. I thought it was a good and thoughtful gift, but my wife looked shocked. She didn't say anything in front of the guest, but after the party was over, she blew up at me and called me an idiot. She said they expected a car, since I bought a car for my niece. We fought, and she's not talking to me now. Am I the idiot? LMAO, imagine your partner saying that they're child-free when y'all been together for 13 years, and your child was only 3 when you got together. You are the idiot. And dude, you aren't child-free. You have a stepdaughter and a stepson that live with you. You've clearly failed to communicate your intentions as a child-free individual. Your wife is expecting you to treat the kids as family, and my answer is rightly so. Why on earth did you get involved with a parent if you wanted to stay child-free? Good parents put their kids first. And yes, expecting a car is entitled as heck, but the issue is your lack of communication on everything. I say this as a sterile, child-free man. Either you don't get involved with parents if you want to stay child-free, or you leave the bandwagon and become a parent. Both are valid options. Neither are bad. But if you're going to be with parents, you better be putting those kids first. Disagree. OP's not the idiot. Stepdaughter has a mother and presumably a father. Even as a deadbeat, she still has a mother. Why isn't her mommy forking out for it? A big red flag is that she just assumed you would buy one without a discussion, and your niece's car wasn't even bought 100% by you, as you stated. P.S. Sounds like you married a gold digger. A gold digger? Like, men are crazy. To think that a woman would be with you and be loyal to you for 13 years, only for you to have the gall and turn around and call her a gold digger after all of that? So what? She invested 13 years of her life to gain the sweet, sweet price of a random car? Get over yourself. OP's the idiot for saying he's child-free when he's married to a mother of 2 kids. About 2 years ago, my doctor told me that I, male 27 now, needed to lose some weight as I was pre-diabetic and at high risk of developing cardiovascular disease. Furthermore, my BMI was really high, and he said I'd be increasing my risk of cardiovascular disease. Then for 2 years, I worked out basically 5 days a week till I got into shape. It was during my weight loss journey that I met my girlfriend, 26, at the gym actually, and we went out for dates and we quickly got into a relationship. After we got into a relationship, however, things changed. I continued to work on myself, and I got into pretty good shape. By contrast, my girlfriend completely halted. She used to be a rock climber, and she completely stopped that. So now her physical activity has basically come to a halt. Now in the beginning, I said nothing, as you don't have to be hyper fit to be healthy, and at first it was fine, but things kept getting worse. Eventually she goes to the doctor, and he tells her that she has to do something about her weight. During this period, I pushed her to go to the gym, but she just didn't make an effort. The problem didn't really arise from this, however. The problem came when she asked me to help her eat healthier so she could get her weight under control. As a result, I started making her healthy meals, and I tried to make them as tasty as possible. Please note this took up a lot of my time. I tried new recipes and different things to try to make this as easy as I could for her. Before this, I would just make chicken in these batches and pop it into the air fryer before eating, but she, of course, didn't like to eat that. Despite this and pushing her to go to the gym, she told me the night before last that she wasn't losing weight. She promised me that she hadn't eaten anything extra and that she was going to the gym more frequently. Then last night, while looking for my PS5 controller, I opened a side drawer in the loft, only to find wrappers and new chocolates. I took it all to her, and after she confessed, she told me she'd been eating sweets the entire time and would eat from outside when she was at work. At this point, I just got frustrated and exhausted by this and told her she needed to go to the gym. She started crying and telling me that I was fat shaming her. Now, I know how hard losing weight can be, but she isn't even trying. She's literally eating jars of Nutella behind my back. I tell her I can't help her if she can't help herself. Now, I don't think I'm an idiot, and while most of my friends don't either, some have said that I am fat shaming her and being an idiot. Am I the idiot? Info: what happened? People don't usually go from super active to sedentary and binge eating for fun. What happened to her? Did she get hurt? Was there a trauma that triggered an eating disorder? Food addiction is a real thing and nearly impossible to address without accounting for the underlying psychological aspects. Going to the gym more won't fix that. What happened that you're not addressing or that she's not addressing? She doesn't feel the need to stay fit now that she has a boyfriend. This often happens with new relationships. Not everything is a trauma or a disorder. She just wants to eat chocolate. OP, I don't see what you did wrong. You agree with her doctor, and she did ask for your help anyway. So I'm confused why you would be the idiot here. You are not the idiot. She asked for your help to control her weight, and instead of listening to your advice and sticking to a meal plan, she chose to eat sweets and deviate from her meal plan. She should have been honest with you and herself that she's not currently into getting healthier, so that you wouldn't waste your time cooking special meals for her and encouraging her. Now you're going to have to decide if her dishonesty and poor health are detrimental to you. I, 50 female, have been in a relationship with my husband, 52, for several years. We've been married a year, and there have been many gift-giving situations throughout. I've always been the one to make things happen. Someone wants something, and I figure out how to get it done. I've always been involved in the gift selection process for his children, who are both in their mid to late 20s. So here's my issue. In each of these instances, I do not get a thank you. I barely get a vague acknowledgement. I did get an awkward, thanks, I guess, on one birthday. Gift giving has been mostly initiated and pre-planned by me. I usually enjoy it. I know that it's not that the gifts have not been good gifts. However, on more than one occasion, I have overheard one or both of them bragging about what their dad got them and how he's really stepped up his gift giving these days. It's hurtful. Most recently, his kid had a baby shower, and there were multiple tables full of gifts from 55 different people. 54 of them got a thank you. Guess who didn't? The slight was so obvious that another woman turned around, laughed, and said, "They didn't say it, so I will. Thank you." Yeah, not funny, but I'll play it off. It's all good. Ha ha, pregnancy brain. I get excited about gift giving and how much they'll love something, and I just end up feeling lousy afterward. Honestly, now that I'm typing this out, I realize that they know proper etiquette. It really is that they just don't think it applies to me for some reason. So am I the idiot for telling their dad that I will never disapprove of any money he wants to spend on anything that he wants to give his children? I'm just no longer comfortable putting myself in that position when there is so little or no appreciation. I'll try to thicken my skin over this, and I'm hopeful that eventually I'll resume my current level of active participation. But for now, it's okay to step back, right? Not the idiot. You really need to stick to your guns on this one. Your husband has really failed you and should support you 100% on this. But he'll try to guilt you, and so might others. So seriously, don't go buy any more gifts for them. Buying them great gifts has certainly yet to garner even a basic modicum of respect. And that goes for a bit of the recipients and for your husband. Some life lessons are best learned the hard way. Yes, it sounds like hubby enjoys the praise for her work. This is about as greasy as it gets. OP, please step back. This is causing you pain and feeling resentment. It's not worth it, because it's very clear that the children know you're doing the gift giving and are purposefully not thanking you. By continuing to give gifts, you're just setting yourself up for more hurt and emotional pain. One idea: you're great at gift giving. Perhaps find children who need and will appreciate the gifts, e.g. hospitalized children, children in need, etc. Your husband's children aren't interested. Also, get counseling. Your husband isn't standing up for you, and that needs to be addressed immediately. Yeah, I'm at a loss over their rudeness. Unless you're the reason their parents' marriage ended. This is the only explanation that makes sense, but you don't address it in the story. I'm curious to know if the answer will shift perspective on who's the idiot. OP, what were the circumstances of their parents' divorce? Did you know your husband before his divorce? If so, do they feel you contributed to it? Something deeper is happening here.